The mist in these ancient woods doesn't just fall. It bleeds upward from the soil. It swallows the roots of the chestnut trees first. The damp earth breathes out a heavy vapor, smelling of crushed ferns and the coppery tang of old, undisturbed dirt. You learn to read the silence here. The birds don't just stop singing, they flee. The local hounds retreat to the farthest corners of their kennels, whimpering into the stones. A sudden, sharp drop in the ambient temperature leaves a film of frost on the edge of a rusted iron gate. It isn't a storm approaching. This is an absence of life, a vacuum waiting to be filled. The distinct, sickly sweet scent of melting beeswax begins to cut through the smell of the damp pine. You don't look out the window when the air turns this heavy. You pull the shutters tight. You bolt the heavy oak door. Because what walks in the Galician dark does not walk for the living.
They call it a procession, a congregation of the damned, but it's a draft. The soft rustle of heavy, moth-eaten wool dragging across a bed of dead leaves echoes from the tree line. The Santa Compaña. They walk in single file, bodies rendered as pale, shifting smoke beneath tattered cowls. A rhythmic, hollow tapping of dry bone against a wooden staff sets a relentless metronomic tempo in the dark. But the horror of the company isn't the dead. The dead are just following orders. The true nightmare walks at the very front. The sizzling hiss of hot wax hitting wet cobblestones punctuates the suffocating silence of the night. The guide, and the worst part, the one leading them, is still alive. His ragged breathing is the only human sound, harsh and wet in the freezing air. He holds a heavy wooden cross. He dictates the path. He has no idea he is doing it. A layer of fine gray ash coats the soles of your boots, sitting completely undisturbed by the bed frame. You work. You eat. You don't know your soul is drafted at sundown. The metallic taste of old pennies coats the back of your throat, a lingering residue of unseen labor. Night after night, carrying the cross, wasting away, until your mortal heart gives out.
The procession moves with terrifying inevitability. Down the hills, through the village squares. The collective shuffling of their feet sounds like a massive, dry serpent sliding over broken glass. But then, the path slopes downward, toward the river. The path always breaks at the river. The violent, churning crash of white water against slick limestone blocks out the murmurs of the dead. It doesn't matter how long they've walked, or who they're following. At the bank, they stop. A sudden freezing spray of river mist hits the skin, smelling sharply of oxygen and glacial melt.
The flames tremble. The dead do not step into moving water. The current shatters the spell. The icy shock of the water drives the breath from your lungs, leaving you gasping in the absolute dark. When the guide steps into the stream, the dead cannot follow. If you were wandering the Galician woods at midnight and you smell the wax, you don't run for the church. You run for the river. You stay there, watching them from the freezing current.
Look close. closely at your exhaustion. Notice the dirt on your shoes when you wake. Because the most terrifying thing about the Holy Company isn't that they might